I'm Anthony Smith, and this is Conservative Fodder. The markets responded to the passing of the most recent stimulus package. Another in a long line. It's a multi-president, multi-decade-long addiction to these infusions of free money, starting with QE1. In fact, thinking about all this gets me wondering, what is the end game? We can't keep writing checks forever, can we? We are 27 trillion in the hole. How does a nation even have the ability to draw itself into this kind of debt? Well, the answer is, it's complicated. We, the nation, did a financial shell game called monetizing the debt. How it works is the Fed, which is basically a national central bank, borrowed money from the Treasury Department in the form of US dollars. This is possible because, since Nixon, we have been off the gold standard. That means that the only thing that gives the US dollar value is the faith that we as a country are good for paying our debts. This is represented as a credit score, much like you and I have a credit rating. This is all fine and dandy as long as the dollar keeps getting used, and getting used in extremely large quantities. As long as this happens, the dollar will keep its value, and the vessel that is the U.S. economy stays afloat. So what happens if this house of cards collapses on itself, and a large global economic slowdown occurs due to war, financial uncertainty, or a global pandemic? Well, the example lies within the history books. The Weimar Republic. They monetized their debt just like we did. A Western nation with a value of their dollar, very similar to ours. After World War I, they got more and more debt being incurred by war reparations. They started having to monetize their debt to keep up with the bills. And eventually, hyperinflation set in, and their economy literally collapsed overnight. Now, this set of events single-handed laid the groundwork for Hitler to take over Germany. Things got so bad in the Weimar Republic, it took wheelbarrows full of money to buy a single loaf of bread. Now you may ask, that can't happen here, right? Well, what if the major things that have stopped us from going down the death spiral of hyperinflation has been the use of the dollar as a reserve currency? That means if a foreign country wants to buy a barrel of oil, they pay for it in USD. In fact, this includes us. If they stopped taking USD, we would then not be able to buy oil with our own non-backed currency. That means no oil for manufacturing, no oil for farms, and would be defenseless because we would lose the ability to to mobilize our military. With our debt growing and our credit being downgraded due to the debt we are currently holding, looks like that scenario could actually happen. And we like to spend money like a drunken sailor on liberty. Now keep in mind, I truly believe that this necessity to have our money being used to buy oil is the main contributing factor as to why there is less energy being produced by non-oil means. But that's another story for another time. Well, this year we managed to become energy independent. We now have access to more oil than we can currently use. This gives us a bit more time on the inevitability of our currency being knocked down as the reserve currency. So I guess this leaves me with two questions. The first one being, when will the USD collapse? And I have no idea. Number two, should I buy a wheelbarrow now or wait until it collapses so I can move around my hard-earned money in it? Guys, once again, I'm Anthony Smith, and this is Conservative Fodder. We're going to try something a little different here. I'm going to go and move over to our other part of our set here, and we're going to take a meme, a random one. I'm literally having friends send them to me, and I'm going to either try to debunk it or at least try to show where it's just horribly inaccurate. At the very least, it should be worth some laughs. As we'll see there in a minute. Yeah, I'm Anthony Smith, and this is a new segment that we're trying here, and we're going to go and try to read memes off, and this is one that got sent to me, so we'll try that first. So the meme that got sent to me was, let's say I accidentally go into the wrong patient's room/house and give them the wrong medicine, and they die. I'll lose my job, my nursing license, and my freedom. Why can't police make that same mistake? They misspelled it. Why can a police make the same mistake with no consequences? So basically, if a nurse went and screwed up, they would lose their nursing license. If a cop allegedly screws up, why would they lose their job? Well, if a cop messed up, they would lose their job. Now, I know what they're going after. They're going after the Breonna Taylor shooting that was a very, very unfortunate set of circumstances. But the reality is the cops have been proven innocent. They didn't legitimately do anything wrong. They had a no-knock warrant. They knocked anyways. And all of a sudden they made the announcement that they were the police, and they started having bullets ripped through the door from Breonna's boyfriend. Without that occurring, she'd still be alive because the cops wouldn't have shot back and wouldn't have accidentally hit her. So I know it's an angsty thing. It gets everybody up in arms that it happened. I know that the media is playing it off that this was some police conspiracy to go and shoot unarmed black people, but the reality is the cops were being shot at, and they responded back in kind. So unfortunately that wasn't a very funny meme, but we'll try to do better here next time. Anyways, appreciate all you viewers. This is Conservative Fodder. Check it out.